Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi Aviva.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So I'm Rabbi Aviva Bass.
I'm Cantor Jake Harris.
And we are here from Temple Sinai of Palm Beach County in Delray Beach, Florida. And we're going to begin our service tonight with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. If you have Shabbat candles in your home and you have not yet lit them, please light them with me at this time. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All right, so now that the candles have been kindled, we're going to sing a song. And that song, it's like the fourth wall with a movie, because it's a song about singing a song. It's about singing a song to God. Lechuna Ranana. Page 140 if you're with us in our Mishkan Tefillah prayer books. I hope wherever you're at, whether you're at home, I don't know where everyone else would be, but maybe you're in a bubble friend's house. I hope that you'll sing along with me, a friend that's in your bubble. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria litzod yishenu Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria litzod yishenu Nekadma v'na b'toda Bizmiro naria lo Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria litzod yishenu Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria litzod yishenu Nekadma v'na b'toda Bizmirot naria lo El Gadol Adonai El Melech Gadol Al Kol Elohim Ki El Gadol Adonai El Melech Gadol Al Kol Elohim. Come on, let's sing. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria litzod yishenu Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria litzod yishenu Nekadma v'na b'toda Bizmiro naria lo All right, so we now turn to our Kiddush. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is a definite and exciting part of the service at Temple Sinai, and I was actually just going back and forth with one of our congregants, and I was just saying, wow, I cannot wait until we are able to toast, we're able to make Kiddush together again. So that'll be the day, and it's going to come, folks, and let this be a marker of it. 2021, first day, new year, Shabbat. That's a pretty good gift. So we're on page 122, 123 for the Kiddush. ויהי ערב ויבוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ, וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה. וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן, אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim. Nothing is as sweet as the Sabbath wine, especially if that wine is of the Manischewitz variety.
I agree, absolutely. Okay, tonight we have several donors who have made this Shabbat possible. Tonight's Erev Shabbat service is sponsored by Lynn Weinstein in memory of Phyllis and Buddy Milden and Sylvia and Rudy Weinstein. Our Saturday, January 2nd Shabbat Torah study is sponsored by Judy and Daniel Barbieri in memory of Manny Spunt and Arlene Robert, and Judy Spivak in honor of the Shabbat Torah study. The following donations to the community food pantries are sponsored by Marcia Weber in memory of Jack Gerstein, Sam Weinman in memory of Adele Weinman, Harvey Fields in memory of Julius Fields, Risa Stern in memory of Nathan Oliver, and Rita Hames and Walter Schatz in memory of Debbie Stevens Santaromita. Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, and you honor their legacies through these sponsorships. Thank you very much for your contributions. As today is the secular New Year, I'd like to start our service tonight, with a poem that is entitled New Year's Day by Kenneth L. Patton. Each year should be the best year we have yet lived. Each year we are more learned in the ways of life. Each year we are wiser than the year before. Each year our eyes know better than the sights to seek. Each year our ears listen with a finer tuning. Every happening is a jewel brought about the fancy of time. All that we understand of the universe is the setting for each sight and sound every day. The child looks with gladness each year to be 1 year older. Should not this welcome pursue all our years?
The piling of the years is a richness like the piling of gold. Our years are coins with which we can purchase more wisely at the bazaars of each new season. Our love is more pliant and patient, having been taught by time. This new year is 1 year older than the last. The earth is more abounding in its new growth. The creatures have moved another step in their unfolding. Humankind has left us 1 more year of art for our contemplation. History is 1 year more resonant with lessons, especially this year. The sunrises are 1 year more familiar and promising. The sunsets are 1 year less fearful, and the peace of the night is 1 year closer. May this year of 2021 bring to all of us health, joy, peace, and gladness, much more than we have seen in the previous year, and much more enriched by it as well. Shabbat Shalom and Happy New Year. We continue now in our Shabbat service with the singing of Lecha Dodi, as Cantor Jake leads us.
All right, as is customary here at Temple Sinai, or Temple Sinai on YouTube, or however you are participating in our service tonight, we do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. So in the spirit of routine and holding on to something, we're going to continue with that 1, 2, 5, and 9. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת סלחו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני, עדייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. 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 Now turn to page 146 for the formal call to worship, the Baruch Hu. This is a newer melody because I wrote it. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Let's try again. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach, HaMevorach leolam va'ed, HaMevorach leolam va'ed, HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Please be seated or relax a little bit if you're focusing extra hard there. Now, some have given us feedback saying, I'm not standing if you say stand, and some say, hey, you didn't tell us to stand up. I was waiting for that. So we say rise in body or in spirit. So for these moments where we're coming that much closer to God, either you stand up as it's customary, like when someone important walks in the room, or you incline yourself that much more directly to God. So if you were doing that for those two, great. And now you can just still focus, but not incline yourself in the same way. Or please be seated. As we turn to page 150 for Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Havta, Amcha Havta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, be'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. Ve'avatecha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Amen.
We continue now with the Shema on pages 152 to 153. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. If you are standing, please be seated as we continue with Ve'ahavta on page 154. Please join me. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ile asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibarta bam bishivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam amzuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel were exultant as they crossed the Sea of Reeds and sang this song, the Mi Chamocha, on page 162, as we do now with Cantor Jake, Mi Chamocha.
Yai die die, let's sing. Yai die 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 die. Yai die 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 die. Yai die 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 die. Yai die 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 die. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef eleh. Nora tehilot osef eleh. Adonai emloch leolam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha Hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'eliyanu ve'amru Ze'eliyanu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. V'nemar ki fata Adonai et Yaakov ugalo mi'ad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael.
There's been a lot of talk about what we want to rid ourselves of from this past year of 2020. But have you thought about what you want to let in to your life for 2021? Before we go into the Amidah or Tefillah in just a moment, try to see in your mind's eye the goal, the feeling, what you wish to take in to your life for 2021. I'll be speaking about this a little bit later, but try to see it in your mind's eye as we go into the Tefillah now, and then during our silent meditation, see it more clearly, and then we'll go into our closing song. We rise now for the Tefillah, beginning on page 164. We begin together.
Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufri Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufri Yagi Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל, אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom.
Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom.
V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael v'chol etuv hosha'a bishlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai oseh hashalom.
We come now to the part of our service in which we think of those who are in need of healing of mind, body, spirit, or of all three. If you are thinking of someone now who is in such need, please say their name aloud now. So for all of those whom we have named and all of those who are about to be shown on the screen, those who we know of who are in need of such healing, we sing Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We come now to our Torah reading, and tonight we finish up the reading of the book of Genesis with Parshat Vayechi. Cantor Jake will chant for us the ending of Parshat Vayechi, at which point we will all say Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. May we all be strengthened as we conclude this chapter of our book of Torah. And now Cantor Jake will read that for us.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vahed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Vayomer Yosef el Echav Anochi מת ואלוהים פקוד יפקוד אתכם והעלה אתכם מן הארץ הזאת אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאברהם ליצחק וליעקב. וישבע יוסף את בני ישראל לאמור, פקוד יפקוד אלוהים אתכם, והעליתם את עצמותי מזה. וימות יוסף בן 110 שנים, ויחנתו אותו, וישם בארון במצרים. חזק חזק ונתחזק. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. At length Joseph said to his brothers, I'm about to die. God will surely take notice of you and bring you up from this land to the land that God promised on oath to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. So Joseph made the sons of Israel swear, saying, when God has taken notice of you, you shall carry up my bones from here. Joseph died at the age of 110 years, and he was embalmed and placed in a coffin in Egypt.
This week's Torah portion, Parshat Vayechi, rounds out the reading of Bereshit, the book of Genesis. In it, Jacob blesses each of his sons with a description of the legacy that each will leave to his descendants, based upon his characteristics and deeds. For example, Judah is compared to a lion, the king of the beasts who will rule as a king. On the other hand, Shimon and Levi are called out for their horrific behavior at the city of Shechem and are told that their anger and wrath will bring curse to their descendants, who will be scattered in Israel. In fact, most of these tribes become lost, and with the exception of the Kohanim and Levites, most Jews do not even know our tribal ancestry, and yet all Jews carry within us the deeds of our forebears, both positive and negative, as we are capable of choices leading to our own legacies as well. How we behave determines what we leave for our future generations and what actions they will emulate. On this New Year's Day of 2021, I suggest that we all take a breath and process the year that has just been, as well as what we choose for ourselves for the coming year. Scott and I recently got a Peloton, which is not only a stationary bike, but a revolutionary fitness arena, including amazing instructors who challenge and cheer you on, and a community of like-minded people who are not competing with anyone, other than themselves, who help one another to achieve our goals. I never thought that I would like the Peloton. I thought it would be a tremendous waste of money. But I've found that it's helped me to shift into a better mindset, avoid pain, build strength and endurance, and demonstrate to my children my own commitment to healthy living. There are many ideas and techniques that Peloton instructors use to encourage success. But one that has recently inspired me, not only with fitness and health, but with life in general, has been what they call the Year of Yes. In partnership with famous television producer Shonda Rhimes, the author of a book of the same title, Peloton instructors are encouraging their members to choose this year to be a year of yes in our lives as we move away from 2020, a year that has been filled with many no's. No, we cannot live our lives the way we are accustomed to doing. No, we cannot go out wherever we want freely and still remain safe. No, we cannot travel the way we had done previously. No, we cannot hug or kiss or even shake hands. No, we cannot even visit many of our loved ones. While we await most of our society becoming fully vaccinated in the months ahead, we will continue to live with many no's. Yet, we have the ability, as Shonda Rhimes writes in her book, to take up the pen to write our own story. We are, in another analogy, the CEO of our own lives. So how do we want our story to read, our personal mission statement to lead us? Every person has the ability to answer these questions as each of us would like, within our own constraints. If you think about it, we've always lived within constraints. Some of these were physical. Perhaps you have certain disabilities or special needs that render specific actions impossible. Or maybe you lack a particular type of skill that would enable you to tackle a specific type of task. Or perhaps you were born into an area of the world or of this country where other activities were not possible. For instance, building a snowman was impossible for me as a child growing up here in South Florida, unless we were able to travel elsewhere where such cold weather activities were indeed a possibility. We all live within the constraints we are born into or have acquired along the way. This is nothing new. We're just not used to the additional constraints that have been placed upon us by virtue of the pandemic this last year. That said, there is still much that we can do. And the secular New Year is an opportunity to ask ourselves, what can I say yes to in the coming year? How do I want this chapter of my life story to read? What is my ongoing mission statement to provide me guidance? What are my goals and objectives for myself and my family? No matter what our circumstances, we can all make choices that determine the course of our lives. On this Shabbat of New Year's Day 2021, let us determine to make this a year of yes. Let us choose wisely and well, so that next year we can look back and see that the blessing of our year-long legacy is in the continuing story that is our life. Shabbat Shalom.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome would be waiting for me, and the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I won't care how far. I will not lose hope. I know every mile will be worth my while. I will go the distance till the journey is complete. And now for the concluding prayers in our service. We're going to go to page 586, and I invite you in body or in spirit to please rise as we chant together the Aleinu. Page 586. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, to be and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lifted in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. At this time, we recall those whose yahrzeits, the commemoration of the anniversary of their death, is commemorated at this time. Those whose names are on the plaques surrounding our sanctuary: Morris Altman, Diana Birkin, Celia Levine Bronstein, Perlan Bruskin, Dr. Joseph J. Cohen, Sidney Candell, Paula Kasner, Samuel Mickelson, Walter Mickelson, Abraham B. Porter, Anna Rankin, Minnie Rosenbaum, Thelma Rosenbaum, Ruth Roth, Charlotte Sackler, Millicent Silverstein, Pauline Solomon, Manny Spunt, and Adele Weinman. Those whose yahrzeits others we recall at this time: Gladys Abraham, Ada Block, Molly Bunzel, Charles Elmont, Stephanie Fallis, Julius Fields, Elsie Friedman, Martin Gable, Jack Gerstein, Arthur Golden, Ruth Greenberg, Lee Hammerschmidt, Allegra Katz, Lily Mandel, Ida Oken, Nathan Oliver, Blossom Shaw, Monty Warren, and Mark Yellen. Those whose deaths are more recent, in the past 30 days, the Shloshim period: Debbie Stevens Santa Romita, Barry Sklar, Iris Schlechkorn, Stuart Krames, Ina Young, and Rusty Cohen. If you are thinking of someone whom I have not named, please say their names aloud now. And now, in honor of the memory of all of those whom we have named, as well as all of those who were murdered in the Shoah, we rise in solidarity with mourners everywhere as we turn to page 598 and recite the Mourners' Kaddish together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divarach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'vizman kariv imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'l'olmei almaya, Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal, Shemei dekudisha brichu, le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiram ba'ama v'imru Amen. Yehei shalom araba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom mimramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who mourn among us. And let us all say, Amen. Please take a seat as we continue with our concluding song about next year. May it be next year that all of these things will happen. Bashana Haba'ah.
בשנה הבאה נשב אל המרפסת ונספור ציפורים נודדות. ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין השדות. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. All right, we're going to kick it up a notch because we just want that 2021 spirit. Here we go. ענבים מדובים ישילו עד הערב ויוגשו צוננים לשולחן ורוחות רדומים יזכו אליהם הדרך עיתונים ישנים והמן. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. בשנה הבאה נפרוס כפות ידיים מהאור הניגר הלבן. ענפה לבנה תפרוס באור כנפיים ושמש תזרח בתוכן. O תראה כמה טוב יהיה השנה בשנה הבאה. O תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. בשנה הבאה. בשנה הבאה. Shabbat Shalom בשנה הבאה.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.